Hey there, Escambia County Public Schools, and welcome to this quick guide on creating and managing a table of contents in Google Docs. Whether you're crafting a lengthy report, a detailed presentation, recurring project notes, or even a captivating story, a well-organized table of contents can significantly enhance your document's navigation as well as your user experience. So join your instructional technology professional learning team as we dive into building table of contents. Before we jump into building our table of contents, let's first talk about headings. These are the building blocks for your table of contents, and Google offers various heading styles. You can find those here in the toolbar under the Style section, and we have everything from normal text down to heading 4. You would use things like heading 1 for main sections and heading 2 and 3 for things like subsections, while normal text doesn't need to be included in a table of contents. To apply a heading style, simply highlight the text and then choose that desired level from the Styles drop-down. You can see here we have this set to a title, while Abstract is set to a heading 1, showing that it's the first main section. When there's lengthier text, generally that shows that it's going to be normal text and not going to be included in that table of contents on the main page. While you scroll through your document, you may notice some discrepancies in your heading formatting. You can see here that we have the number 2 and the number 1 both showing main sections. Introduction is listed as the heading 1, while this formative assessment piece is currently sitting at a heading 2, so we need to drop down and change that style to show a main section of heading 1. Once we apply the heading change, you can see now that both of those sections are formatted the exact same. Now that you've seen how to apply the heading changes while scrolling the document, let's look at the document outline for an easier way. If you don't see that icon, click on View, and then make sure that there's a check mark next to Show Outline. Once you've done that, select that icon to open the document outline and better visualize the document's hierarchy of how those headings are laid out and formatted consistently throughout your document. As I review through the outline, I can see here that there may be some inconsistencies in the heading styles that have been applied. For example, I can see that 2.1 is a heading of 2, while we have ongoing and integrated a subsection within that as a heading 2, and we need to apply and change that to a heading 3 so it's aligned correctly in our table of contents. We can see that making that change changes the formatting, so we're going to do the same thing to low stakes, click it, and change that heading to heading 3. We can see now that those align perfectly with the other pieces in that section. Now we know how to change headings, let's look at how to change the style of each one of those headings. So I've clicked here on Abstract at the top in my outline, and I'm going to highlight the actual text in the document in order to make those formatting changes. I can come up to my toolbar and look at the different font styles if I want to make it more impactful. I can also change things like bold, italicize, or underline to add some extra effect, as well as changing the font color if I want to make it this bright blue and help it stick out a little bit better from the remainder black text of the document. Since I've changed the style of heading 1, I need to make sure that I apply that to the rest of the items that have a heading 1 label. So instead of doing that piece by piece, all I have to do is highlight my original change, come to the heading styles dropdown, and look for the option Update Heading 1 to Match. We're wanting to make this match our newly selected style format. You can see here, once you apply that to heading 1, it's going to change everything in your document that is assigned a heading 1 label. Our last step before building that table of contents is to ensure that we've included a page break so we can have the title in the table of contents as a separate section from our abstract and the remaining piece of our document. So here I'm going to place my cursor at the end of the last title word, and I'm going up to Insert, and I'm going to select Break and then Page Break. As everything has shifted to the next page, we're going to scroll back to the top and make sure that our cursor again is at the end of that title slide. I'm going to include a couple of spaces here in order to create that table of contents away from the title. Next, we're going to click Insert. Once you click Insert, you have the ability to add a table of contents. Our 3 options for table of contents include plain text, which is going to display titles with the corresponding page numbers, add hyperlinks for easy navigation, and automatically number the remaining pages. Then you have dotted, which is similar to that automatic numbering, but this uses dotted lines to connect the headings to the respective page numbers. Last here is simple hyperlink. This displays heading titles as hyperlinks without any page numbers. This type is more suitable for shorter documents or specific navigation needs like recurring meeting notes. To begin our example, I'm going to use the plain text, that very first option, and it's going to automatically build that table of contents for you based on your heading styles. Once you click into the box, you'll get those 3 dots and you can click More Options and quickly change that formatting style for your table of contents needs. If we click on Dotted, we'll see here those dots aligning the heading to the page number, as well as hyperlinks which take out the page number and just access links quickly. You can still access links from the plain text option. However, once you select that, you'll have to click on the title and then click a separate time to access that specific area of the document. After you've added your table of contents, if you need to make any changes such as adding or deleting sections, or you check your outline and notice that there is formatting that needs to be modified for a heading, make sure that you click this button to update that table of contents to include any new changes. With these steps, you've successfully created and managed a table of contents in your Google Doc. Remember that a well-crafted table of contents enhances readability, improves user experience, and adds that look of professionalism to your documents. And that's your tech tip in a flash with your instructional technology professional learning team. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out our additional videos in our Google Drive series.